Hello everyone, my name is Danny. This review is for the movie called Color Out of Space. This is a 2019 film. It goes unrated and it runs an hour and 50 minutes. It stars Nick Cage, Joely Richardson, and Madeline Arthur. The description: a secluded farm is struck by a strange meteorite, which has apocalyptic consequences for the family living there and possibly the world. This is Color Out of Space. Well, the reason why this movie showed up on my radar is because I think it's supposed to be out in theaters, but obviously that wasn't going to happen. But I'm always happy for a Nicolas Cage movie that might have made it to theater, because most of his lately in the last couple of years haven't made it to theater, and they're more movies to discover. I do have a movie up here called Pay the Ghost. If you haven't seen that, that's a good Nick Cage one that I bought. And so movies like that and this, I think, kind of go under the radar. Luckily enough for this movie, is that people are thriving for movies to watch. So some people have watched this and have suggested it, and I think that's another reason why this movie has really been on my radars, because I heard other movie reviewers on YouTube and stuff and other people around me talking about this movie, and then I see it in Walmart for sale already, and so I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it. So watched it last night, and it's different. It's a very different movie. I've probably battled myself all the way up to this review on what to grade it, because I just don't know. I'm being completely honest with you. That's the kind of person I am, the kind of reviewer I am. I don't know what to grade this, and I'm going to give it a grade at the end of this, but I don't know. I might just have to buy this movie just to buy it, because it's one of those movies that just kind of gets on your nerves. It's like, I have lots of good stuff to say about it, lots of bad stuff to say about it, so how do you justify giving it this or that grade? I don't know. So, the movies I put up here for comparison are Crimson Peak and Under the Silver Lake. If you haven't seen either of those movies, they're bizarre. They are. They're out there. They're different. I obviously liked them and I bought them. So, that's kind of my justification for liking Color Out of Space. Is if you like movies like this, then you might like Color Out of Space. Crimson Peak, funny enough, reminds me immediately of this movie because of the color aspect. Crimson Peak has an ending where almost everything is about the blood, like red and stuff, and this movie is all about color, maybe a purplish kind of color, but the endings almost look alike. Really, it's like Color Out of Space almost stole the idea from Crimson Peak to have the grass and everything, a certain color. So that's straight out of there. The reason why I put Under the Silver Lake up here is because of the bizarreness, because of the story just not making any sense. Just the movie viewer, you have got to accept what's going on, and there's no other way to say it. You just got to accept what's going on and take it at its word. Enjoy the movie and how creepy it is, and then when it's over, and you get to think what you want to think. But that's where I'm at a freaking crossroads, is because movies like Under the Silver Lake, they were interesting. They had a story. They had something happen. I just had to wrap my mind around pulling everything together and making sense of the mystery. Color Out of Space, there's no mystery. It's just what happens is so bizarre that we're forced to accept it because it's a movie, and it doesn't matter how odd it is, it's just odd. And so that's where I think it falls a little short for me. is that this movie is really crazy. The acting is okay. Not really sure what Nick Cage was trying to do. Nothing gets really explained. I mean, we understand what's going on as people aren't going insane. But other than the insaneness, I don't understand some people's actions. I don't understand two deaths that happened in this movie, and I don't understand the just craziness of things. There's some other things that just kind of happen in here, and it's like, okay, I guess that's just gonna happen. So um, yeah, if you haven't seen this movie, if you haven't heard of this movie, you really should just watch it just to see how crazy it is. But I think that's all it's gonna be. Is is just really crazy movie. It has a cast in it. I appreciate the people that are outside this situation that kind of come into it because they have to for work or whatever. But you just know nothing good is going to come of anybody bringing themselves to this place. It's one of those movies you're wondering why the characters don't just do the smart thing. I must have asked it about 10 times, like, why are you doing that? And just, walk away, just drive away, just leave, just do something. And no, uh, I don't know. I mean, there's so many other movies that this is like. I mean, I just watched The Lodge in theaters. That's kind of a time and space kind of confusing movie. There are some other movies like this. The Oculus movie was kind of like this with time being kind of confusion. So I just think it's one of those movies that's gonna kind of go unnoticed by a lot of people, and a select group of the world is going to think that this movie is just like genius because it's so crazy. And movies like this just are hard to attract people and, say, justify why it's amazing. And so I don't have anything for you in that department. So I'm going to give Color Out of Space a B plus. And like I said at the beginning of this, I might buy it just to rewatch it a couple times because of how crazy it is. But it's not as intriguing as Under the Silver Lake. It's not as sensible, but just a really good story as Crimson Peak. And I just think it falls short of expectations of what I didn't have expectations for it. But at the end, I was kind of wondering what this and this and this were about. Nothing making sense. And it's just a really crazy sci-fi movie that you just have to accept. And for that reason, I think B plus is a good grade. Try and seek this out if you can. I know it's not everywhere yet, and I know people don't want to buy a movie just to watch it. So I did watch it on a different platform. So when you have a chance, seek this out. But I think B plus is a good grade. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and get some of them watched. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. Enjoy your movies, guys. Thanks.